Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for standing by for Viomi Technology Company Limited's earnings conference call for the fourth quarter and full year 2019. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Today's conference call is being recorded. If you require operator assistance, please press star then 0. I will now turn the call over to your host, Ms. Cecilia Lee of the PSNT Group, the company's investor relations partner. Please go ahead, Cecilia.
Thank you, Andrew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Viomi Technology Co. Limited earnings conference call for the fourth quarter and full year 2019. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. The company's financial and operating results were issued in a press release earlier today and posted online. You can download the earnings press release and sign up for the company's email distribution list by visiting the IR section of the company's website at ir.viomi.com. Participating in today's call are Mr. Xiaoping Chen, the founder, chairman of the board of directors and chief executive officer, and Mr. Chen, the chief financial officer. The company's management will begin with prepared remarks, and the call will conclude with a Q&A session. Before we continue, please note today's discussion will contain forward-looking statements made under the safe harbor provisions of the U.S. Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. Forward-looking statements involve inherent risks and uncertainties. As such, the company's actual results may be materially different from the views expressed today. Further information regarding these and other risks and uncertainties is included in the company's registration statement on Form S-1 and other filings as filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The company does not assume any obligation to update any forward-looking statements except as required by law. Please also note that Viomi's earnings press release and this conference call also include discussions of unaudited GAAP financial information as well as unaudited non-GAAP financial measures. Viomi's press release contains a reconciliation of the unaudited non-GAAP measures to the unaudited most directly comparable GAAP measures. I will now turn the call over to Viomi's founder and CEO, Mr. Xiaoping Chen. Mr. Chen will deliver his remarks in Chinese, followed immediately by English translation. Mr. Chen, please go ahead.
大家好，感谢大家来参加我们2019年第4季度和全年的业绩电话会。那么2019年对我们而言是一个意义重大的一年，我们继续保持了在中国物联网家居市场的领先地位，我们的业务继续的发展壮大，各条产品线保持了高速的增长。那么我们的成功的完成了对新产品的研发创新，提高了品牌的知名度，扩大了市场份额，并且持续的深化了我们的销售渠道。那我们的业绩在2019年增长势头依然强劲。2019年的第4季度和全年的销售收入分别同比增长82.2%和81.5%，均超过了此前预期的上限。第4季度和全年的 non-GAAP 净利润率分别增长达到了 54.6% 和 85.2%。我们在2019年的双11取得了公司成立以来最好的销售成绩。第4季度线上平台的 GMV 相比2018年的同期几乎翻了1倍，特别是在主要的线上平台，比如京东、有品、天猫和苏宁，以及自己的电商平台鱼米商城，我们的小米品牌的产品销售情况也非常好，近期产品的销量增长迅猛，还有像扫地机、油烟机、烟皂和破壁机等新产品都拉动了我们的业绩增长。云米全屋互联网家电的品牌虽然成立短短的几年时间，已经走过了很长的发展历程。从最近的发展业绩来看，我们已经在业内树立了云米品牌的信誉和领导地位，形成了云米全屋互联的独特的差异化的品牌定位，持续的提高品牌的知名度、规模以及渗透率。那么这也在助力我们下一步的发展。我们在不断的优化每个已有的产品线的新产品，并且继续的深化多样化我们的线上和线下的销售渠道。我们对于研发的投入以及与时俱进的创新能力一直都在推动云米的取得卓越的成绩。在去年的11月的36氪发布的新经济之王的前沿科技和产业互联网排行榜当中，云米获得前沿科技领域的 AIoT 的之王的称号，证明了我们的领先的研发能力。此外，云米还在 被评为2019年度国家知识产权的示范企业。截止到2019年，我们在国内的授权专利总数超过1300多项，有多项产品获得中国国家高新技术产品的认证。作为 5G 物联网战略的一部分，我们在2019年和进入2020年之后，陆续的推出了许多新的前沿产品，包括我们在2019年末推出的高端品牌科技品牌下的新产品。在 5G 应用方面，我们在10月份推出了最先进的混合组网 5G CP， 就 5G 路由器，配备了高通的 SDX 的 5G 芯片，一处即通，可以连接超过256种的物联网产品，为消费者家庭提供开创性的全屋互联无缝覆盖的技术。我们还致力于研发支持 WiFi 6的产品和技术，并融合 WiFi 蓝牙和 ZigBee 等多种协议，在家庭环境中提供真正意义上的全方位连接和提升用户体验的 5G 信号的这产品组合。我们非常高兴并且期待在接下来几个月里面在不断的推出这方面的新的产品。此外，在今年的2月，我们已经和广东省顺德地方政府签署了一份合作备忘录，我们将在顺德打造一个综合性的高科技产业园——云米互联科技园，并计划在未来10年内分2期完工。首期项目将建成公司的多功能的总部中心，包括产品体验中心、研发中心、核心产业的智能制造中心，并提供销售和客服的一体化服务。那么2期项目将围绕物联网产品的建立额外的研发和生产制造基地，提升云米的供应链的能力，吸引上下游的企业和业务。此次投资将会拓展我们对于物联网的核心供应链的决心，并在即将到来的 5G 和物联网时代为我们的产业和研发提供有力的支持和保障。新产业园的落成将推动云米进入 5G 和物联网高速发展这么一个提供奠定的基础。大家可以看到，云米以一个强劲的发展势头进入到2020年。然而，新冠疫情的爆发给全球和行业都带来了不小的挑战，给供应链、物流、销售渠道以及消费者的情绪和消费行为带来了影响。根据最近的行业整体数据，很多家电产品的零售额在今年的前2个月都出现2位数甚至更大的这么一个下滑，线下的店面也受到的影响尤为严重。正如我们所说的，自2月中旬以来，我们的供应商已经逐渐的恢复了正常的运营节奏，并且在3月份看到运营效率的显著提升。我们想特别强调的是，目前云米在国际和出口商的业务占比较小，也比较少的涉及到国际供应商，所以中国之外的新冠疫情对我们没有直接影响。我们仍然认为行业和宏观经济在短期和中期当中经历高度的不确定性，并且很难量化。虽然中国的情况趋于好转，但国际局势的恶化仍会在接下来的几个月里面削弱国内市场的消费信心和打乱消费节奏。我们除了继续研发产品营销战略，也在趁这个时间段对我们的所有业务进行运营效率的提高，加强审慎的成本控制。我们在今年年初发布了2030年的3511的战略目标，计划在未来10年成为领先的大型高科技企业，同时也在积极的塑造云米的企业文化，叫新物种9新计划。那么制定并实施强劲可持续发展的增长计划。我们非常有信心，强大的业务基础和我们雄厚的财务资源以及正确的战略方向，会让我们度过这一个前所未有的时期，实现云米的长远目标。那么最后，鉴于当前的市场情况，公司今天宣布，董事会已经通过了一项股票回购计划，公司将以美国存托股票的形式回购价值不超过1000万美元的 A 类普通股，该回购将在未来12个月内进行。这个计划将体现我们对公司发展的长期信心，为股东带来最大化的长期回报的承诺。我们健康的资产负债状况以及强大的现金流能力，为我们提供了足够的灵活性，会让我们在践行增长计划的同时，有效地实施这个股票回购的计划。以上是我的内容，好，谢谢。
Thank you, Xiaoping. This is Chen, Viomi CFO. I will quickly translate Mr. Chen's remarks before providing an operational update and discuss our financial performance for the fourth quarter of 2019 and our outlook. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our fourth quarter and full year 2019 earnings conference call. 2019 was another extraordinary year for Viomi. Our business went from strength to strength with robust growth across all product segments, successful innovation, new product development, increasing brand recognition, larger market share, and deeper channel penetration. Business momentum continued to be strong, with fourth quarter and full year 2019 revenues increasing by 82.2% and 81.5% year-over-year respectively, exceeding the high ends of our previous guidance. Non-GAAP net income in the fourth quarter and full year 2019 increased by 54.6% and 85.2% year-over-year respectively. We recorded our best ever Double 11 sales performance in 2019, with our online channels more than doubling respective GMV in the fourth quarter on a year-over-year basis. Performance was strong across our core online channels, including Xiaoping, JD, Tmall, and Suning, as well as our own e-commerce platform, Viomi Shangcheng. Our Xiaomi branded products business also performed extremely well, with water purifiers seeing strong volume growth and new products such as sweeper robots, range hoods and stoves, and blenders, all contributing meaningfully to the year-over-year growth. The Viomi IoT at Home, Viomi Chen Jiadian brand, has come a long way since inception only a few short years ago. From our recent successes, we have well and truly established ourselves as a credible name and a leader in the IoT industry in China, and are continuing to reap the benefits of our increased brand visibility, scale, and channel penetration. We are also making efforts towards streamlining and optimizing SKUs within each of our existing product categories, while further deepening and broadening our sales channels across both online and offline networks. Investment in research and development and innovation has always been fundamental to our success. As a testament to our leading R&D capabilities, Viomi was named as one of the kings of IoT in 36Kr's list of cutting-edge technology and high-growth enterprises in November. In addition, we were listed as one of the national intellectual property demonstration enterprises in 2019. As of the end of 2019, we had registered over 1,300 patents domestically, with many of our products obtaining Chinese high-tech product certifications. As part of our 5G plus IoT strategy, we continue to introduce to the market many new innovative and cutting-edge product lines, as well as new product categories throughout 2019 and into 2020, including products under our premium King brand that was launched in late 2019. In terms of 5G capabilities, we rolled out our state-of-the-art hybrid networking 5G CPE product in October, equipped with Qualcomm SDXX 5G microchip, featuring one-touch connectivity and the ability to connect over 256 IoT products, providing groundbreaking, seamless, full home wireless coverage technology to consumers. We have also been dedicated to developing next-generation Wi-Fi 6-enabled products and technologies, integrating Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, and other protocols to deliver truly holistic connectivity and user experiences across IoT products in the home environment. We're excited and look forward to sharing these products with the market in the coming months as they are introduced. In February, we announced that the company had entered into a memorandum of understanding with the local government in Shunde, Guangdong Province, for the development of Viomi IoT Technology Park, a comprehensive high-tech industrial campus expected to be completed in 2 phases over an up to 10-year period. The first phase is expected to include the company's multifunctional headquarters, including a product experience center, R&D center, smart manufacturing center, and centralized hub for sales and customer service functions. The second is expected to focus on and accommodate additional facilities for the company's IoT products, serving as a focal point for Viomi's extended supply chain capabilities, while attracting more upstream and downstream corporate and business opportunities. This initiative demonstrates our commitment to strengthening our IoT supply chain resources and provides the necessary foundation to support the manufacturing and R&D capabilities we will need in order to thrive in the upcoming 5G and IoT era. This technology park will equip us with the necessary resources to capture the increasing number of opportunities before us going forward. As you can see, our company had significant positive momentum heading into 2020. However, the recent COVID-19 outbreak has created unique global and industry-wide challenges, impacting supply chains, logistics, sales channels, as well as overall consumer sentiment and purchasing behavior. Based on the overall industry data, domestic retail sales of many home appliances products have seen significant double-digit declines in the first 2 months of the year, with offline channels being particularly hard hit. Having said that, we, together with our suppliers and customers, have gradually resumed normal operations since mid-February and have seen noticeable improvements going into March, both from a supply and demand perspective. It is also worth noting that we currently have minimal exposure to international and export markets and have minimal exposure to international suppliers. Accordingly, we do not see any meaningful direct impacts from the current COVID situation outside of China. Nevertheless, we believe our industry as well as the broader economy are still facing significant uncertainties over the near to medium term that will be difficult to quantify. Although the situation may currently be improving in China, the recent escalation globally is likely to continue to depress overall consumer confidence and spending patterns in the domestic market in the months to come. We are therefore utilizing this time to further enhance our operational efficiency and implement stringent cost control measures across all areas of our business, in addition to our product development and sales and marketing efforts. At the start of the year, we announced our Viomi 2030 3511 strategic objective. With our mission to become a leading large-scale technology enterprise, we are shaping our corporate culture and mapping out our plans to achieve strong and sustainable growth over at least the next 10 years. We are fully confident that our strong business fundamentals, robust financial resources, and strategic direction will enable us to power through this unprecedented period and achieve our long-term goals. Finally, in light of prevailing market conditions, we announced today that our board of directors had approved a share repurchase program where the company is authorized to repurchase up to $10 million worth of its Class A ordinary shares in the form of American depository shares over the next 12-month period. The share repurchase program reflects our confidence in our business outlook and demonstrates our commitment to maximizing long-term shareholder value. Our healthy balance sheet and strong cash flow generating ability provides us with ample flexibility to effectively implement the share repurchase program while continuing to execute our growth strategies. So that concludes our founder's comments. I will now provide an operational update and discuss our financial performance for the fourth quarter and full year 2019, together with our outlook. In the interest of time, I will not go into too much detail on the historical operational updates and statistics, which you can see from our earnings release, and which continue to strengthen in the fourth quarter. So let me move on to provide a review of our fourth quarter results as well as outlook. So in the fourth quarter, our business momentum continued to be strong, and we again delivered robust top-line growth exceeding the high end of our previous guidance. In addition, we continue to achieve healthy levels of bottom-line growth with very strong cash flow and balance sheet positions. As Xiaoping discussed, net revenues increased by 82.2% to 1.7 billion RMB from 955.7 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018, primarily due to continued successful rollout and significant increase in sales of both Viomi branded and Xiaomi branded products. Revenues from IoT-enabled smart home products increased by 75.1% to 1.349 billion RMB from 770.6 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. Within this category, revenues from smart water purification systems increased by 35.1% to 385.9 million RMB to 285.7 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. This growth was primarily driven by the introduction and rollout of a new series of larger capacity water purifier products, together with an overall increase in sales volumes. Revenues from smart kitchen products increased by 64.5% to 432.8 million RMB from 263.1 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. The growth was primarily driven by increases in sales volumes of the company's Viomi branded refrigerator products, together with the rollout of new Xiaomi branded products such as range hoods and gas stoves. Revenues from other smart products increased by 139.4%, to 530.9 million RMB from 221.8 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. The rapid growth was primarily driven by the rollout of new Xiaomi branded sweeper robot products, as well as growth in sales volumes of Viomi branded water heaters and smart devices. So please note that from the fourth quarter of 2020 onwards, the company will present revenues from smart kitchen products and other smart categories together in one combined category. As these categories have broadly similar margin profiles, and given the company places strategic emphasis on our IoT at home product portfolio as a whole, we believe the categories should be viewed holistically to provide a more appropriate understanding of our overall performance. So revenues from consumable products increased by 125.6% to 94.6 million RMB from 41.9 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018, primarily due to increased sales volumes of the company's water purifier filter products. Revenues from value-added businesses increased by 107.7% to 297.4 million RMB from 143.2 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018, primarily due to new product introductions together with increased demand for the company's small appliances products. Cost of revenues increased by 100% to 1.395 billion RMB from 697.4 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. The increase was relatively in line with the rapid growth of net revenues. Gross profit increased by 34.1% to 246.6 million RMB. From 258.4 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. Gross margin was approximately 20% compared to 27% for the fourth quarter of 2018. The decrease in gross margin was primarily due to shifts in the company's business and product mix, together with additional promotional activities conducted during online shopping festivals that occurred during the fourth quarter. Total operating expenses increased by 37.7% from 273.6 million RMB from 198.6 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018, primarily due to the rapid growth of the company's business. R&D expenses increased by 57% to 65.6 million RMB from 41.8 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018, primarily due to an increase in personnel expenses and patent-related expenses. Selling and marketing expenses increased by 36.7% to 185.3 million RMB from 135.5 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018, primarily due to an increase in logistics expenses as well as a result of the company's business growth. G&A expenses were 22.6 million RMB compared to 21.3 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. So total operating expenses as a percentage of sales decreased to 15.7% for the fourth quarter of 2019 as compared to 20.8% for the fourth quarter of 2018 as we continue to enjoy economies of scale and greater operating efficiencies. On a non-GAAP basis, which includes the impact of excludes the impact of share-based compensation expenses, total operating expenses as a percentage of sales decreased to 15.1% in the fourth quarter of 2019 compared to 19.7% in the fourth quarter of 2018. Net income was 90.2 million RMB, an increase of 64.4% from 54.9 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. Non-GAAP net income, which includes the impact of share-based compensation expenses, was 100.7 million RMB, an increase of 54.6% from 65.1 million RMB for the fourth quarter of 2018. Additionally, our balance sheet remained extremely strong. As of December 31, 2019, we had cash and cash equivalents of 972.4 million RMB, restricted cash of 30.6 million RMB, short-term deposits of 60 million RMB, and short-term investments of 316.2 million RMB. Collectively, such liquid assets amounted to over 1.3 billion RMB, and we had minimal debt. For the fourth quarter of 2019, net cash provided by operating activities was 300.2 million RMB, a reflection of our strong cash flow generating capabilities over the course of the year. And I won't go into detail on our full year 2019 results as they can be reviewed in detail in our earnings release. Now let's turn to our outlook. So while we had extremely strong momentum heading into 2020, COVID-19 has had an adverse impact on the overall industry and sector, as well as our business in the first quarter of 2020. Not only has there been an impact on the supply in terms of manufacturing capacity and logistics, but also on the demand side in terms of retail channel operations, consumer sentiment, and customer purchasing behavior. As Xiaoping mentioned, we believe our industry, as well as the broader economy in China, as well as globally, are still facing significant challenges and uncertainties over the near to medium term that will be difficult to quantify. In light of these factors, for the first quarter of 2020, the company expects net revenues to be approximately flat as compared to the first quarter of 2019, with the introduction and ramp-up of new products offsetting the negative impacts of adverse macro and industry conditions in the quarter. In terms of profitability, while we expect to remain profitable in the first quarter, we do expect to see a decline in net profit and net profit margin as compared to the first quarter of 2019, mainly as a result of a higher fixed cost base due to the overall growth of our business, as well as shifting margin profiles of certain of our products. In more detail, as a result of more aggressive promotional campaigns to mitigate the impact of adverse industry conditions, together with channel destocking initiatives during the period, given the lower than expected consumer demand, both at least in large part due to the COVID-19 situation, we expect to experience a decline in the ASP, gross profit margins, and revenue contribution from water purifier products in the first quarter of 2020 as compared to the first quarter, as well as the fourth quarter of 2019. Nevertheless, we expect our overall company gross margin in the first quarter of 2020 to be relatively similar to that of the fourth quarter of 2019, with positive sequential shifts in product mix and other products' margin profiles largely offsetting the impact of the decline in water purifier margins. We also have a number of initiatives underway with regards to our water purifier business, including various cost control measures, together with the launch of new higher capacity products, as well as next generation products with higher ASP and margins to mitigate the above mentioned impact. The outlook above factors the current market conditions and reflects the company's current and preliminary estimates of market and operating conditions and customer demand, which are all subject to change. So that concludes our prepared remarks. We will now open the call for Q&A. Operator, please go ahead.
We will now begin the question and answer session. To ask a question, you may press star then one on your telephone keypad. If you are using a speakerphone, please pick up your handset before pressing the keys. If at any time your question has been addressed and you would like to withdraw your question, please press star then two. For the benefit of all participants on today's call, if you wish to ask your question to the company's management in Chinese, please immediately repeat your question in English. At this time, we will pause momentarily to assemble our roster. The first question comes from Lillian Lu of Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
陈总、蒋总，你们好。我有两个问题。第一个呢是关于这个疫情影响，刚才陈总和蒋总也都有说，但是能不能再说的仔细一点，就是说能不能可以量化一下，看一下最近的一个发展情况，就是1、2月的影响怎么样，然后3月份比1、2月有什么样的一些就是说恢复，我们怎么展望后面什么时候比较正常，就是对行业的这个趋势的一个判断。然后另外呢，就是说从线上线下来看这个影响有什么样的不同。这是第一个问题。然后第二个问题是关于四季度能不能给一下解释，就是说为什么这个产品结构变化导致了这个毛利率的下降，当然可能还有双11的促销这个活动的影响，就是想再了解的再仔细一点就是说各种这个因素导致利润率下降的一些分拆。I have two questions. First is about the COVID-19's impact. Any run rate update in terms of how things improve from February, January, and now March, how it progress and the impact by channel, by product categories. And the second question is about the margin trend in fourth quarter. What exactly caused the decline from promotion, from product mix? Can you give a bit more details? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Lillian. Let me address your questions. So in terms of the COVID-19 impact, as we discussed, right, you would have seen in a lot of the industry data, the home appliances industry has been quite materially affected by the current situation, with offline channels being particularly hard hit. So especially in February, many products in the offline channel we're seeing, say, 70, 80, even 90% declines in offline channels, with smaller declines, but still challenging conditions in offline channels, in online channels. I think that the trend has definitely been improving heading into March, especially in the last week or so. We've actually seen a good uptick, particularly in the online channels, both from an industry perspective as well as from our own perspective. So I think in summary, in terms of the channel performance, in early January, performance was actually quite strong, as you would have seen in our fourth quarter results. The momentum was very strong. And then the effects of both the early Chinese New Year as well as obviously the COVID-19 situation towards the latter half of January resulted in quite steep declines for around a month or so. As we mentioned on the call, in terms of the supply chain, this started gradually ramping up towards the second half of February and is essentially close to full capacity now. Similarly with logistics, quite a lot of challenges in February, but it is essentially nearly back to normal now. On the demand side, as mentioned, in terms of sales channels, offline is still continuing to be challenged as compared to last year, with shifts in consumer purchasing behaviors, as well as the obvious restrictions on movement over the past couple of months. But similarly, as the stores begin to open and consumers are going back into shopping malls and retail stores, we have seen a good uptrend as compared to February, but still challenging offline conditions heading into March, over the past several weeks in March for offline. Now, in terms of our outlook, I think it's still too early to see when we would expect a complete rebound. As Mr. Chen mentioned, consumer sentiment is likely still to continue to be challenged. What happens in the overseas market still remains to be seen, and how that impacts the domestic economy as well as the consumer wallet, right? But I think the trend is positive. We're all hopeful and of a good recovery in the second quarter, especially heading into the mid-year 618 shopping season, online shopping festivals. But we're, I would say, cautiously optimistic in terms of the magnitude of the rebound. Now, in terms of the question on margin, year-on-year margin from the fourth quarter as compared to the previous year, I think the main cause of the year-on-year decline in gross margins was mainly as a result of the growth of our business, together with the resultant shift in business mix, right? I think this has been a prevalent trend across quarters in 2019, where in 2018, that the higher margin water purifier product represented an outsized proportion of our overall business. And through the growth of our overall business, including the various Viomi branded products business over the course of 2019, the water purifier business, while still growing, has represented a lower proportion of overall sales, which has resulted in a lower gross margin. I think that is the main driver of the margin trend in the fourth quarter of 2019.
Oh, thank you.
The next question comes from Zudong Chen of CICC. Please go ahead.
Xiaoping 总、盛总，你们好。Thank you for taking my question. I have two questions. The first one is, since the impact of coronavirus, did you see the slowdown for IoT penetration since this year the coronavirus suppressed the demand for the new technology innovations, and every company, they just pay attention to their cash flows and to their business, not instead of the new technology innovations? That's the first one. And second one is, as you mentioned, the water purifier ASP and the gross margin may have some pressure in Q1 2020, and could you give me some outlook for the water purifier for Q2 to Q4, and what's the strategy for the company for this year and for 2021? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Shudong. Let me take your questions as well. So in terms of IoT penetration, so as you saw in our fourth quarter results, we had very strong momentum heading into 2020, right? Both in terms of financial as well as operating statistics. The current situation has obviously resulted in a slowdown or decline in retail sales of various consumer goods, including home appliances. But we do see an uptrend towards penetration for IoT products to continue to increase going forward, perhaps even more rapidly as consumers place greater emphasis on their home environment, right, with significant demand for content-rich online offerings. We do feel that these trends will present significant opportunities for us to define Viomi as a leading brand in the IoT at home space as we continue to roll out our IoT installed base and enrich our own product and content offerings to consumers, and particularly going into this next generation of 5G and Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. We see a lot of opportunities here, not just for us, but the overall kind of IoT industry as a whole. Right, so a short-term slowdown, but the overall trend we see as still being very attractive for IoT. On your second question with regards to the water purifier and outlook for this year, so I think I'll say this. As you can appreciate, there's a lot of uncertainty in the industry and our economic outlook, both domestically in China in light of recent events. So there is currently very low visibility in terms of full year financial projections. Assuming continued stabilization and recovery in the coming months, we do expect to achieve or re-achieve healthy levels of top-line growth for the full year above industry levels. As we continue to monitor and gather additional clarity on the situation, we'll of course provide further quantitative updates to the market on overall guidance. In terms of the water purifiers, so as mentioned, as a result of the quite aggressive promotional campaigns, as well as channel destocking initiatives during the first quarter, similarly as in large part due to the COVID-19 situation, we do expect a decline in ASP and margins from water purifiers for the first quarter as compared to last year. So it's probably not appropriate to comment on the current margins of water purifiers in the first quarter due to competitive reasons. But I think you can gather some guidance from special promotional activities that you may have seen over the past several months, right? Just from public information where popular SKUs across the industry were discounted by as much as, say, 20 to 30%, or even more in terms of retail price, as compared to the Double 11 promotional period. So our water purifier ASP, and a large portion of this is of course a 2B business, is around, say, 10 to 15% lower as compared to the fourth quarter of 2019 in the first quarter of 2020. So, as mentioned as well, we do expect our overall company gross margin for the first quarter of 2020 to be relatively similar to that of the fourth quarter of 2019, with sequential shifts in product mix and other products margin profiles, as well as an overall premiumization trend largely offsetting the impact of the decline in water purifier margins. So we do have a number of other initiatives underway with regards to our water purifier business to mitigate the ASP decline and margin impact, including one, renegotiating supply prices with many of our OEM partners, which is already underway and has yielded meaningful results already. Introducing larger capacity, higher ASP margin Xiaomi branded products to the market, which there has been a general industry trend towards in any event. So we will have several new SKUs to be launched over the course of this year as well, of larger capacity water purifiers. And the introduction of next generation high-tech water purifiers for the Viomi brand to the market over the course of the year. I think the specifications we look forward to announcing over the coming months as well. And we also expect price competition to ease in the coming months as the industry or if the industry and economic impacts of COVID-19 continue to moderate.
Okay, very clear. Thanks.
The next question comes from Robert Cowell of 86 Research. Please go ahead.
Hey, management. Thanks for taking my question. I actually have a couple here. The first one is about your product launch schedule this year. I remember last year the Appliance World Expo event in 1Q was a pretty major launch event for you guys. So I'm wondering, with that event canceled this year, what impact does that have on the product launch schedule? And then I'll have a follow-up as well.
Okay, thanks, Robert. So that one, I would say our product launch schedule has not been materially affected by the current situation. Obviously, we have had to adapt in terms of tailoring our launch events. So as you mentioned, the AWE Expo in Shanghai, as well as the Guangzhou Trade Expo, have both been cancelled or postponed this year. But we still plan to conduct our own product launch events at a suitable time and have respective ceremonies over the course of the year, perhaps through online and/or offline measures to launch our products.
Okay, thank you. The next one is about the I guess framework agreement with Shunde in Guangdong province. I'm wondering, previously we had a mostly outsourced production model. I'm wondering if this is signaling a shift toward more in-house production. And then also, what type of CapEx requirements should we be looking at for this facility in 2020 and then out years as well?
Yeah, thanks. So this Shunde facility, IoT Technology Park, is very much part of our long-term view as to being able to supply secure our supply chain resources, right? So while we have been very successful to date running an asset-light business model, which has allowed us to scale up very quickly, I think as we get to a certain scale, being able to have a meaningful control over the supply chain in terms of sourcing as well as quality control as well as cost control is going to be very important to us, right? And apart from manufacturing or production, the headquarters is expected to be multifunctional. So as we mentioned, it's going to be a two-phase build-up, with the first phase mainly expected to comprise our headquarters, a product experience center, an R&D center, a smart manufacturing center, as well as the centralized sales and services functions, right? So very much acting as a centralized point to continue to grow our operations. But I think the long-term view is that at least in some critical components or some core in terms of core products, we would like to have a good degree of control over the supply chain for such products. Now, in terms of capex, I think over the next, say, 3 years, you should expect, say, 300 to 500 million RMB of capex, mainly in relation to the first phase, and most of this will be PP&E, so with quite long depreciation schedules.
All right, thank you very much.
The next question comes from Vincent Yu of Needham & Company. Please go ahead.
Hi, management. Congrats on great quarter. So I have 2 questions. One question is about the vacuum cleaner. I do see we have launched a few vacuum cleaners regardless it's branded Xiaomi or regardless Viomi. So what are we going to expect to see this category in 2020? And my second question is on the promotion side. Are we going to see major promotions in second quarter or later this year to catch the rebounding demand? Thanks. 我翻译一下这中文吧，我就说就是因为我看到我们这个不管是Viomi品牌的好还是Xiaomi品牌的好，就是我们这个发布了不少这个吸尘器，然后这个有的是机器人吸尘器，有的是手持吸尘器。那也想问这一个 category 的这个 trend 在这个趋势在2020年是我们预计是怎么样一个情况？然后第二个问题就是关于这个促销端，那我们这个为了去抓住这个可能因为一季度等于说是往后延的这个需求，我们会在二季度或者说在这下半年做一些比较大的那个这个促销吗？谢谢。
第一个问题我来回答一下吧，就是这个关于扫地机和手持吸尘器的这块业务，首先就是这部分扫地机这边是有一个小米家的产品，所以这个产品今年还是会成为一个非常好的一个爆品，所以它的销售应该是一个很好的一个预期。这是第一个。第二就是在Viomi品牌下的扫地机和这个手持吸尘器的话，应该刚刚开始，所以我们今年也是一个非常重要的品类，它可以去丰富我们的这种智能家居的产品的品类，同时的话也可以为我们的这种业绩做一个很好的一个支撑。这两块业务都是一个可以值得期待的一个方向。
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Vincent. Thanks, Vincent. So in terms of your first question on vacuum cleaners, both in terms of the sweeper robot as well as the portable vacuum. So we have 2 categories here. One is the Xiaomi branded robotic sweeper robot. So as you may have seen, this product has been very appealing to consumers in China. We see very large growth potential in this business, and actually the performance of this particular product has exceeded our expectations and contributed meaningfully to our revenue contribution in the fourth quarter of 2019, as well as going into 2020. So this has been a very successful product launch by us as well as Xiaomi, and we look forward to further cooperation on this side. On the Viomi side of the business, obviously the portable vacuum that we recently launched, as well as our own branded robotic vacuum cleaners, we do see a lot of upside in terms of market upside potential in terms of household penetration for this product, right? We see we see really that the market really just getting started, and we really see this as a very important part of our kind of IoT product portfolio, both in terms of being able to connect to other devices, as well as being able to engage with consumers across the entire household as an important part of our IoT at home infrastructure. So I think to answer the vacuum, how it fits into our overall strategy, we do see it as an essential part of our IoT at home platform, even as much so as, say, some of our larger appliances going forward. On your second question about strategies and promotional activities for the rest of 2020, so I think we will continue to efforts in the development of our products and improve our competitive advantages. I think that's very important. And I think another important is in terms of consumer preference and our target market, right? So we have seen consumers, especially in their 20s and 30s, are more likely to try new products, in particular high-tech products with modern designs. So I think it's very important to develop our products, and we have designed and developed our products with smart IoT functions to cater to these young people's needs, which have effectively helped us to attract more younger customers. I think the other part is the diversification and creativity of our marketing channels. So in terms of marketing, we continue to showcase our products through cooperation online, including with a number of KOLs on online platforms like Xiaoping, Little Red Book, Douyin, etc. Inviting these KOLs to test and demonstrate our products, as well as interact with fans and users on the platforms, as well as other social media campaigns, as well as online advertising campaigns on WeChat, as well as these online shopping platforms, right? So I think in addition, we also utilize a lot of offline marketing tools as well, including offline advertising, as well as our offline experience store network. I think for a new brand, especially for the IoT products, it's very important to get in front of consumers, be visible to consumers, to be able to create some level of awareness, as well as confidence in your brand, right? Something that they can touch and feel, as well as test out, is very important, especially in the nascent or beginning phases of IoT penetration in the country. So I think a mix of both online as well as offline marketing channels has been quite essential to the growth of our business. And I think in addition to the relative speed of our success and growth, including our quite consistent and numerous new product launches, and together with the differentiated nature of our brand and value proposition, we think has also provided us with additional traditional as well as social media coverage, which has garnered additional interest from both sales platforms as well as channels, which is quite important in getting your products to consumers, right? As well as, of course, 2B and 2C customer base.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Again, if you have a question, please press star, then 1. As there are no further questions now, I would like to turn the call back over to the company for closing remarks.
Thank you once again for joining us today. If you have further questions, please feel free to contact Viomi's Investor Relations Department through the contact information provided on our website, or the Piacente Group, the company's Investor Relations consultant. Thank you all. Have a good one.
This concludes the conference call. You may now disconnect your line. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.